One sentence. $45 billion. Gone. In January 2025, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told analysts quantum computing was 15 to 30 years away from being useful. Within hours, quantum stocks crashed. D-Wave lost 45%. IonQ dropped 37%. Rigetti down 42%. Quantum CEOs fired back immediately. D-Wave's CEO called Huang dead wrong. Said their tech works right now, today, not 30 years from now. But here's what nobody caught in the panic. Huang was wrong. And so were the quantum CEOs who called him wrong. Because both sides are lying to you about the numbers. And the real story is way more interesting than their public fight. How much revenue did quantum computing actually generate in 2024? The Quantum Economic Development Consortium says $1.07 billion. McKinsey's research says $4 billion. Some market research firms claim $50.7 billion. Same year, same technology. Revenue estimates differ by 4,600%. Someone is lying. Turns out, everyone is. That $50 billion figure? It's not revenue from selling quantum computers. It's projected market potential for classical computing infrastructure that might someday support quantum systems. They're counting revenue for NVIDIA and IBM's regular computers and calling it quantum market size. The real number? Around $1 billion. For an entire industry that's been 5 years away for the last 30 years. But here's the part that should actually scare you. There's a 17 to 34% probability that quantum computers will be able to break RSA 2048 encryption within 24 hours by 2034. That's the encryption protecting your bank account right now, your credit cards, secure government communications, military systems. NIST released new post-quantum cryptography standards in August 2024. Encryption designed to survive quantum attacks. Only 25% of organizations have started implementing it. Translation? We have 9 years before quantum might break the locks on every secure system. And 75% of companies haven't even begun upgrading. This is the only quantum deadline that actually matters. Everything else is hype and speculation. This is math and timelines, and almost nobody's ready. So while Huang and quantum CEOs argue about when quantum will be useful, your bank's encryption has an expiration date nobody's talking about. Now let's talk about what quantum can actually do today. In March 2025, IonQ ran a medical device simulation on their 36-qubit computer. It beat classical high-performance computing by 12%. Not 10 septillion times faster, 12%. This was actually huge. First documented case of quantum delivering practical advantage in a real-world application. But 12% isn't revolutionary. It's incremental. JP Morgan and Amazon use quantum tools to optimize portfolios. Cut problem sizes by 80%. Improved risk analysis accuracy. DHL optimized shipping routes with quantum algorithms. Reduced delivery times by 20%. Pfizer and IBM speed up drug discovery with quantum molecular modeling. These are real applications, generating real value. But they're modest improvements in narrow use cases, not the sci-fi transformation the headlines promise. And here's what quantum can't do. Quantum computers communicate through microwaves. That means they're terrible at handling large amounts of data. Terabytes of information? The communication interface becomes the bottleneck. All that hype about quantum revolutionizing AI? The problems AI needs to solve involve enormous data sets, training models on billions of parameters, processing terabytes in real time. Quantum computers choke on that. They're designed for small data problems with massive computational complexity, not big data problems that AI thrives on. Quantum isn't replacing classical computing. It's becoming a specialized tool for very specific problems that classical computers struggle with. Think of it like this. A supercomputer is a massive truck that hauls tons of cargo. Quantum is a sports car that's incredibly fast over very short distances with very light loads. Different tools, different jobs. So if quantum is generating $1 billion in revenue, why is everyone investing like it's the next internet? Governments have committed $44.5 billion in public funding. China leads with $15 billion. US committed $7.7 billion. UK put in $4.3 billion. Private venture capital added $2.6 billion in 2024 alone. Do the math. $45 billion invested. $1 billion in revenue. That's a 45-to-1 investment to revenue ratio. Juniper Research predicts return on investment will hit only 6% by 2030, with total investment surpassing $29 billion in 2030 alone. You're burning $30 billion to get back $1.7 billion. Here's the productivity problem nobody mentions. Quantum companies generate $73,700 revenue per employee. The average tech company does $300,000 to $500,000. That means each quantum worker produces 1/6 what an AI engineer produces. You can't build a sustainable industry on those economics, which is why everyone's dependent on the next funding round, not customers. And here's the number that puts it all in perspective. By 2030, there will be approximately 300 quantum computers deployed worldwide. Not 300,000, not even 3,000. 300 total, across every country, every company, every research lab combined. For context, there are millions of classical data centers worldwide processing zettabytes of data every day. Each quantum computer costs tens of millions to set up, requires specialized infrastructure, and needs to operate at 15 millikelvin. That's colder than outer space. The power requirements are massive. The maintenance is constant. The expertise is extremely rare. So when Huang talks about very useful quantum computers being 15 to 30 years away, he's not talking about these 300 specialized machines solving niche problems. He's talking about a different category entirely. Fault-tolerant, universal quantum computers that can run any algorithm reliably. And that's where the confusion lives. Here's what nobody wants to admit. Huang and quantum CEOs are measuring completely different finish lines. Huang watched NVIDIA take over 20 years to build a sustainable business after going public in 1999. For most of that time, revenue was small. The explosive growth only happened in the last 5 to 7 years with the AI boom. He's projecting that same timeline onto quantum. Quantum CEOs are measuring hybrid quantum classical systems that solve specific problems today. They're right. Those systems exist and deliver value. Huang's measuring standalone, fault-tolerant machines that can tackle any problem without help from classical computers. He's also right. Those don't exist yet. They're both correct. They're both misleading. They're arguing past each other while investors lose billions trying to figure out who's telling the truth. Here's the truth. Both are. D-Wave, whose CEO called Huang dead wrong, last quarter revenue, $1.9 million, down 27% year over year. Market cap, $1.6 billion. They're valued at 211 times their annual revenue, based almost entirely on future promises, not current delivery. This pattern repeats across the industry. Massive valuations, minimal revenue. Everything riding on when, not if. That's why quantum CEOs push back so hard when someone like Huang adds decades to the timeline. Their funding depends on investors believing the breakthrough is 5 years away, not 20. When Huang says 15 to 30 years, he's not just making a prediction. He's threatening their next funding round. The crash wasn't about Huang being right or wrong. It was about investors suddenly realizing they might have to wait decades for returns. If you're investing in quantum stocks, you're betting on a 15 to 30-year development cycle with companies generating revenue that doesn't justify their valuations. Maybe that bet pays off, but understand what you're buying. If you work in cybersecurity, the quantum threat to encryption is real and closer than anyone's acting like it is. 2034 isn't that far away. Start planning your post-quantum cryptography migration now, not when it's urgent. If you're wondering whether to learn quantum computing for your career, there are 7,400 quantum jobs globally. There are millions of AI jobs. The math is simple. If you're a researcher or developer, quantum is real science with real applications, just way more incremental than the hype suggests. The companies that survive will be the ones solving actual problems, not the ones selling revolution. This cycle is familiar. Revolutionary technology promised to change everything. Massive investment, minimal near-term delivery. Hype, crash. Then slow, steady progress over decades. We're at peak of inflated expectations right now. The crash Huang triggered? That's the start of the trough of disillusionment. What comes next is the hard part. Years of unglamorous, incremental improvement. Quantum computing will change the world, just not the way investors wanted. It won't cure cancer overnight. It won't revolutionize AI. It won't replace your laptop. It won't even replace supercomputers for most tasks. But it will optimize specific logistics problems 20% better. It will model certain molecules that classical computers can't. It will crack specific types of encryption that need new protection. It will deliver dozens of 10 to 30% improvements in narrow applications across multiple industries. Those incremental wins will compound over decades into something significant. That's the revolution. Not sci-fi, not overnight, just steady, grinding progress on hard problems. So was Huang wrong when he said 15 to 30 years? Only if you believed quantum would change everything overnight. The revolution is happening. 12% faster logistics, 20% better drug discovery. Incremental wins adding up over decades. That's not the sci-fi breakthrough investors wanted, but it might be the only revolution we actually get. Your laptop isn't going anywhere. Neither is the technology stack powering the internet, your phone, or AI. Quantum is just becoming another specialized tool in the computing toolbox. Expensive, rare, powerful for specific tasks. By 2030, there will be 300 quantum computers worldwide. Not millions, 300. The companies selling incremental improvements to those 300 customers will survive. The ones promising revolution will die. That pattern never changes. The $65 billion in public and private investment, that's betting on revolutionary. The $1 billion in actual revenue, that's the reality of incrementally useful. Both numbers are true. The question is which one you believe determines your future more, the hype or the math? Choose carefully. The difference is about 15 to 30 years and $64 billion.